Hey guys, it's me, Dr. Jennifer Otter Bickerdike, and today I am so ecstatic. I have Lee Fields on the podcast, which is one of the people you guys specifically wanted. Lee, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, for those that do not know, could you just tell us about what you do and who you are in the music biz?
Well, what I do, I'm a soul singer. Probably one of the last that's left. And what a soul singer truly is a person that sings from the spirit. And the spirit is of God, which when I say that, let me explain this. We are two individuals. Each individual is like the material self, and the other half of the individual is like the spirit, which is the consciousness. It's the thought. So I sing from the consciousness, aware that the body is temporary, but the consciousness, I truly believe, is if one believes, the consciousness is forever, because the consciousness is of God, the intellect. So that being said, I sing from the consciousness, aware. I try to be aware of what I'm saying, because what I'm saying goes in people's minds, and like a person try to eat good food to preserve the physical body, I try to make sure that the lyrics are very choice and very selective, so that what goes into your mind will be healthy food for you. You know what I mean? And opposed to just singing anything just to make money. I'm very careful with what I say.
That was actually one of my questions for you, is that you said yourself you are one of the last. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that, I mean, we need people like you more than ever. Why are there not more people engaging with soul music the way that you defined it in terms of new artists?
Well, I think I'm one of the last, because like when I grew up, there was a consciousness. When I came up, there was a consciousness about the music that you sing. Either you singing. They used to tell me, like when I was a kid, are you singing that it's two kind of music. You singing for the Lord or you singing for the devil? It was two kind of music. That was it. When Sam Cooke started singing secular music, a lot of churches was very welcoming his new change. But what I'm saying is narrowing that down, instead of singing for the Lord or you singing for the devil. What it is, I think, in logical terms, it will be changing of the language would be called corrupt. So spiritual music is relating to how we should and the way we should be. But since all things are allowed, we are allowed to sing music that pertaining to our issues here on earth. That's what soul music is. So, in other words, gospel is singing about the when and the then, and soul is singing about the here and the now. I try to stay in the parameter of where it's relatable, and what's relatable is the existence that we are in, and accord to what is good and what is bad. So what I try to go on the limb to a point where it's exciting, but not too far where people lose sight of what is good and what is bad. Because I think where we are in society today, we are headed in so many different directions that we can lose sight as a collective body of human beings, and then we'll be in mass hysteria. Nobody know what is right, nobody know what is wrong. So soul music is about singing what is happening today, but also keeping very much aware that there is a creator. I hope that makes sense.
No, that does. I mean, one thing you're saying there is, I'm just thinking about how 5 years ago, you could, we didn't talk about kale or coconut water or these things that are supposed to be so healthy for your body. So now there's
Yeah,
so much, like that's such a huge focus, is your physical body. And what does that say, do you think, that we are so focused on like our healthy body but not healthy mind?
well,
Why do we have that
I
disconnect?
think because we, as a collective body of human beings, we think of ourselves as the bodies.
Yeah.
Everybody's discarding the spirit now. We are the bodies. And I think that is one of the most detrimental way of thinking that we could think. Because I do believe that the spirit, the knowledge that we in-house in our intellect, that's non-material. So it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there forever. Just like you make a recording, as long as there's a mode, or as long as that imprint of that recording exists, that sound stays. And the spirit, to me, is an imprint in non-material, non-material uh, um, uh, substance that will always be there. And if we lose sight of who we are, once the body expires, we expire. There is an everlasting existence for every human spirit, but they must think and believe that is so. Once the belief that there's an everlasting existence, then there will be no everlasting existence. Once we're done here, we're done. And I refuse to believe that, because I think all of the religions on the planet states that same principle, that there is a higher existence. So now, I can't prove it while I'm here, but I think I go along with it, because if there is so, which I believe there is so, then I didn't cut my chances. But those that disbelieve that there is another existence, they're sentencing themselves to an end. I believe in the everlasting. So therefore, I try to be conscious of what I write, and try to write things that inspire people, and try to choose words. Although my songs are about the secular world and about things that happen, it's mundane just like everything else. But I'm very selective on the words that I use in my song. They're not religious songs. If we put so much confidence, that this is only a theory now, in the way music is made, like through computers with algorithms. The natural rhythm, I believe, is more in touch with human playing music to humans, because I think it's going to boil down to, in the end, where the computer is going to be able to sing, and it's going to be able to do everything, and that could be a good thing, where man is merging into machine, But I feel like people believe that eating natural foods are good for you. I believe making natural music is more appeasing to the spirit. So that's the reason why I sing what I sing, which I enjoy making computer music as well, because I've done a lot of stuff like that with Martin Solveig and other artists, and I enjoy that. But I don't forget that human beings need to communicate with human beings, because I think in the final analysis, man, it's going to be human beings against artificial intelligence.
That is some Matrix stuff you're getting into, Lee. Have you seen The Matrix?
Yeah. I saw that movie.
Do you feel alone, because you definitely are so thoughtful and aware of this connection between your music, intellect and faith. Do you ever feel alone among your contemporaries?
No, I don't feel alone because I do a lot of electronic tracks with people that use a lot of computers. I'm just as comfortable making computerized music as I am making music with human beings playing. But I feel when I'm making music with people that's actually playing the music, I feel like it's human to human. And I feel that music touches people, human beings, in a deeper way. But it is sometimes dismissed as just archaic or old-fashioned, but it is really the way human beings are supposed to respond to human beings. Now, what the future's in regard to algorithms, what the effect will be, we will never know until that time. But it's just something inside me say, keep making music where human beings are playing, because I think it's going to boil down to in the future where it's going to be artificial intelligence versus natural intelligence. And I think if that's the case, unless artificial intelligence, someone embed some sort of soul in it, it will be soulless to a point where it would not have mercy. It cannot fathom the needs of sympathy, and all of that would be taken out of the equation. It would be just business. The planet is overflowing with human beings. 20 million need to die. You know what I'm saying? So, it would be just a logical thing. But we, as human beings, as long as we keep the innate urge to believe, and we are to use our conscience as our guide, then we will be able to say, well, we can remedy the situation. We can remedy that to salvage all of these souls that logic tell us, that should be demised or diminished. So it's all about human doing things from the spirit. That's the reason why I sing soul. So I enjoy that. I enjoyed it tremendously.
How do you think the role of being an artist has changed in the last decade?
Artists now are more technical, more technical. The sounds and stuff that you hear is really not the artist. It's the machines. They come out. The artist, what you hear on the record is not the artist. And then it will be the technical guy. You would have to get the technical guy some sort of accolade because the technical guy is making that sound like that. But when you see him live, the technical guy is not mentioned, and you see the artist, but that's really not the artist sounding that way. When you see a soul artist such as myself, this is the way I sound. The way you hear me on records, this is the way I sound, and we reproduce that sound live. But I'm not negative about progress, because I am a guy that believes that science is a beautiful thing. But I believe that the omniscience of the Creator is omniscience, rather. All science would lead to where we are. What I'm thinking, because you got to think about, you got to contemplate the possibilities and probabilities of what would transpire from one thing to another. And so I come up with the conclusion that soul music is necessary. It's good, especially when you are making good choice of lyrics. If you're not putting any kind of lyric in your song just to sell a record. It's because this is going in our brains. The sounds and the words are going in our brains. Just like I believe if a child hear a record, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster, I'm a gangster. He believes, and that's his hero. And to see this cat to say he's a gangster all of a sudden got all kinds of money and beautiful homes and stuff. He want to be a gangster because he see his dad coming in working a 9 to 5 year old tired, and as soon as they get in laying on the couch, man, he working so hard he can barely get in the dough. He's so tired. And then you see his hero on TV. They say he's a gangster, driving Bentleys and got all of these beautiful women gladly dressed all around him, gold and diamond. He's dressed in, beautiful home. And then he asks himself, "What I want to be?" Daddy say, "Listen, I can get you a job at the place I work." He look at his dad, and then look at his hero on TV to say he's a gangster. Well, it's logical. He want to be a gangster because this gangster guy look like he live in the nineties. His dad look like, oh man, he all broke down, tired, and dirty, and want to get me on out there, So I think music, what we see and what we hear is what we become. So I try to sing soul music of the spirit. I want to make you feel good. I want to make you happy in reality. No pretense.
I mean, we need soul music more than ever before. But yet you started off by saying you're one of the last people around. Why do you think that is?
Because everybody's trying to get the paper, and it's all on TV to get the paper. You see, these videos, these guys got all of the women, all of the money, beautiful homes. So everybody want to be a gangster. Or everybody want to be like what they see on TV. Simple.
No, it totally makes sense. Do you think that race is still a big issue in the music industry?
No, I don't think. Listen, I came up in the days of the civil rights movement when Martin Luther King was walking the earth. And race was a big thing in regard because the media. We become what we see and what we hear. If you put enough of that on TV, people become what they see and what they hear. If you put the ideal utopia society, movies and everything was built on the ideal society, then it will be an ideal society. We become what we see. If I live in Japan, I will be speaking Japanese because that's what I hear. In other words, we become what we see and what we hear. Race is a thing. They're always, from biblical times, they've always been black, white. We've been there all the time. And race, I don't think race is the thing. It's all about what we see and what we hear. But I try not to get into that. I try to stick with the music because I'm not a politician. But you asked me for
I would vote for you for anything, Lee. Everything you're saying, I'm like...
Only thing I'm just a soul singer. I'm just a soul singer. And enjoy doing it because I love to see people happy.
You're an inspiring person. Just a couple more questions and I'll let you go. What has been I'm going to make it a little bit lighter. What has been your proudest accomplishment in your career? My proudest accomplishment in my career? Well, the proudest accomplishment in my life is my family. In my career, the proudest accomplishment is to see people happy. When I do shows, to see the expressions on their face, man, they be happy. They be happy. They be jumping. It be so much joy in the places that I perform. It's just, that alone is enough to sustain me. And then the fact is that after that, then I'm being compensated as well. But it's just as much emphasis on the joy that I see in the people's eyes as it is being compensated.
I can't even explain it. You got to come to one of the shows and see. The people that show so much love. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
I was gonna say, I think you're going on tour soon, aren't you?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say your last record was out in 2017. Are you what's the push for 2019? Is it touring? Are we gonna get another record from you? What's on the agenda?
Well, we got a new record out now. It's called the album is called It Rains Love.
Ooh, I like that name.
And wouldn't it be a great idea if it just rained love all over the world and everybody just got soaking wet with love?
I love that.
That would be a beautiful thing. That would be a beautiful thing.
And so, where is the tour hitting? Is it you're coming to the UK? I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Coming to the UK. We're going to Spain. We're going all over Europe. We're going to be touring in the States. We're going to. I've been told we're going to Mexico City. There's a series of. There's a whole lot of dates that's lining up now that we're going to be places where we're going to be hitting. But what I've been really focusing on is making sure that the show is tight. That's my main focus. And when we go on tour, I know everything is like it's supposed to be. Although I see the dates are coming in all over the place, but I'm really focusing on the show itself because I want to give my best.
Wow, you're coming to the UK May 2nd. That's really inspiring because it would be easy for you with the following you have and the experience you have just to sit on your proverbial backside and not, be like, I got this on lock.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I'm very, very happy, very pleased.
What is the secret to having a successful marriage and being gone for so long? So I can mimic it in my own marriage. What does your wife think of you being gone so much on the road?
Well, actually, she's with me a lot.
Oh, is she? She comes with.
Yeah, she comes with me a lot. We go all over the place together.
Oh.
Because that's what makes it fun, so she can see these places, and we've been at it from the beginning, the both of us. So she's just as much a part of what I do as I am, but she just is not in the in the light, but she's just as much a part of this whole thing as I am. We're one. When we got married, we became one.
Oh, I like that. I hope my husband feels that way about me. I'll make him listen to the podcast. Get some advice from Lee.
Oh, he feels that way. He feels that way.
3 things you wish you could have told your younger self.
In actuality, I did tell my younger self that. The 3 things that I would have told my younger self is it's not about the moment. It's about the lifetime. It's all about, and then it's not about everything that you do. You got to think of how that's going to affect the future. You got to live, and then the last thing, you got to live every day like you'll be proud of it in the future. And I told myself that at a very young age. I told myself that. I think I spoke to myself at a very young age because I'm very happy the way things turn out. I'm very happy. So what I would tell anyone, any young person today, live today like you're making a mold of what tomorrow is going to be. If they live like that, their regrets will be few because everything you do is affecting the future.
I need to cut up this podcast into little Lee Fields affirmations so every day I can listen to one by itself because it's so positive. It's so nice to speak to someone like you.
Thank you.
My last quick question to you, and that is, what do you feel you still need to say through your art? What's an important? What's another? Is it love? Is it being happy? What's the thing that's still driving you that you want to make in your art?
I think through my art, the main thing I want to say, as I said earlier, is to live, to do things today, like, and be aware that tomorrow is going to be an echo of what you do today. So try to do as less things that you will regret as you can. Just think about it and try to do as less things possible that you think you may regret in the future. Because the future is coming and it's going to be a reflection on what you do today. That's what I would say.
So think carefully about the tattoo on your face.
Right. Well, it could be that. It could be that, but they're gonna have to think about the future, how they're gonna feel about it. That's what I do with my songs. I'm very careful of what I record because those records don't die. Those records are gonna.
No, it's so true.
Those records are gonna. Somebody's gonna be playing them in the future, and some people cut records that they wish they never cut.
Oh yeah. And that will go on being the truth of who you were long after you or I are here.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so, so much. You've been absolutely wonderful, and I'm going to absolutely come see one of your shows when you're here in the UK. I think I need the uplift from you.
Yeah, and I would love for you to come, and I would love to shake your hand. And thank you so much for this interview.
You are a gorgeous human. Thank you so, so much. Okay, you take care of yourself.
Thank you.
Have a great night. Okay.
I appreciate it.
All right, lots of love.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye, hon. Bye.
Bye-bye.